As your positivity psychologist, I'm here today to tell you how to be happier, healthier, and more productive. Sound like a good deal? 5 powerful strategies for you today on how to be happier, healthier, and more productive. Number 1 starts with your thinking. I am a firm believer that either we run our thoughts or our thoughts run us. And when we don't intentionally take control over our thought process, then our thoughts are running us. You think about everything that you do is preceded by some kind of a thought process. Either you planned to do it or what you were thinking compelled you to do it. And some of those things get you into trouble and don't bring you additional happiness and joy. Thinking about thinking. This is a process that I call metacognition. And that's just a fancy psychological word we made up for thinking about thinking. Metacognition creates a little space. And in that space is where our choice exists. Until we see it as a choice, it's not. And that's where our thoughts continue to run us. So the first tip for being happier, healthier, and more productive is to actually think about your thinking, because that puts you in position to have some choice and control. That's life-changing. As you go to that level of metacognition to think about your thinking, you're going to start noticing some things. Now, some of those things, just here to warn you, you're not going to be happy about, because you might discover that you're kind of negative. I asked recently at a keynote that I delivered, are you tired of the whiners? Is the whiner you? That can bite, but it's important to notice because it puts you back in position to have some choice and control in the matter. If you find that you're negative, it's time to practice some positivity. Being here on the channel is a great start, and there's other resources available to you here on the channel, and another one that I'll share with you at the end of this video, so stick around till the end. Here's tip number 2. Make a distinction between bad and painful, or awkward or uncomfortable or hard. Bad is a judgment that we place on things that are challenging us, that we don't like, that are unpleasant. It doesn't mean that those things are bad. To change how you view your life, your relationships, your finances, your job, your career, all of that changes your feelings. So if you think that something's bad, how are you going to feel about it? Right, pretty obvious? What if you took that challenging, painful, or difficult thing, and instead of calling it bad, you simply label it as being painful with the openness to discover what's good about it? This is tough and can be very challenging. Here's a quick example. Cancer. Okay. That's bad, right? Well, is it? About a third of us, statistically, are dealing with it right now, either personally or in our immediate family. About a third. So, it's bad? I'm afraid to say, it's part of life. It's part of the dealio. It's what we've got. And a lot of really great people are experiencing it. So being open to another possibility, instead of calling it bad, what if we call it painful, difficult, challenging, frustrating, as it is? And then we ask another question. What's good about this? For this, sometimes we have to separate ourselves a little bit from the circumstances and ask questions like, what good has this given me access to? What is it about this that I can be grateful for? The people that you've met, the connections that you've made, things like that. I've got a relationship with my niece, a special needs niece, because her mother died of cancer. And we got to take care of her for a couple of months while her mother was passing. It's hard to be grateful for the cancer, but I can see that it's the cancer that brought that relationship to me. Am I grateful for that? Yes, I am. There are upsides and downsides to everything. So for this particular strategy, don't confuse bad with painful. That changes the game and how we deal with our current life. This leads me to my third suggestion today. Now that you've considered a different way to look at the painful, challenging, or difficult circumstances in your life, let's talk about giving up our need to be right in exchange for being open. That sounds really good on the surface, doesn't it? We all know that we're right. And I'm not saying we think we're right. We know we're right. And knowing that we're right has us showing up in ways that irritate and annoy others and that steal our joy. If you know, for example, that something is bad about your life, that will drive your feelings about that thing. What if you gave up the need to be right in exchange for being open? Well, is it bad? I don't know. I'm open. One way that I like to describe this is remaining in the question. What is the good thing about this? Well, that's a good question. It's not usually a question. It's a statement disguised as a question. So watch your punctuation. Turn it back into a question. What could possibly be good about this? Great question. Stay in the question until you can find some answers to that. This level of humility opens us up to possibilities that we've never seen before. It's powerful. Give up your need to be right in exchange for being open. I'm really going to surprise you with tip number 4 on how to be happier, healthier, and more productive. Move your body. Oh, you're not too surprised, are you? This is such an important part of having a happy, healthy, productive life. Move your body. If you're staying in the same place a lot, get up and move around a little bit. Exercise. Move this body. You get one. You get one body. And it's got to last you your whole life. Take good care of it. Feed it well. Move it around. Exercise. Have I said enough about that? This is huge. And it's not just about your physical health, although that is obviously one of the benefits of exercise. I remember years ago, my wife, Vicky, was talking to one of her friends, Kathy. Kathy had mentioned to Vicky that she goes out and runs about 3 to 5 miles a week. Vicky was really impressed with that, and she said, "Oh, wow, that's awesome. I bet that keeps you in really good shape." And Kathy responded, "Oh, I don't do it to stay in shape. I do it for my mental health." Oh, yeah. And as a psychologist, that really got my attention. We know from the research that regular physical exercise is essential to maintaining mental health. You want to be happier, healthier, and more productive? There are few things on this planet you could do that are more beneficial than regular exercise. Get that body moving. And finally, for this video today, tip number 5 is to remember that it's not about you. Get out there and serve some people. There are a lot of reasons why service creates positive psychological benefits for the person who's serving. Obviously, this is going to benefit the people who are being served too. The reason I'm asking you to do it is so that you can be happier, healthier, and more productive. When you serve others, it triggers some things psychologically that allow you to put a whole lot of other things in place. And I've explained that in more detail in a course that I'm going to tell you about in the outro. The course that I promised to tell you about, I'm really excited to offer this to you. It's called the Positivity Powerup. You can connect to that at positivitypowerup.com. That's easy enough, right? When you engage with this course, you learn the principles that allow you to have more confidence, to be more positive on a regular basis. This will increase your happiness, your health, and your productivity. It's time to power up your positivity. I'm honored to be on your team. I'll look forward to connecting with you again tomorrow.